Dum da dum dum.
Hey there guys, Sean here. Salt Supply S2. You've seen the shorts. This has been a long time coming. You know, on my channel, obviously I try to make things better. This is one of the launchers that I struggled with to make it better than it was. So out of the box, Salt Supply did an awesome job with this launcher. It's fairly basic inside. So basic that not a whole lot goes wrong. There are two things that many people complain about with this launcher and another launcher that has a very similar issue is these puncture caps sometimes leak. In particular, the Salt Supply has an issue with, there's a little tiny spring down inside there that aids your mag release. That tends to fall off, get bent, deformed, what have you. Mine, you can see, is still sort of working. I have had to reshape it a number of times, but they did a great job on this. 22 joules out of the box remains pretty consistent for the first magazine, which is about all you're gonna need. Magazine holds 5. You can add an extra one in the chamber for a total of 6 shots. Yeah, so I struggled to make it better than that. I even went as far as I made a sort of my own freak barrel, and that did work out. You know, I got a little boost, but nothing significant. Now, rewind a couple of months, geez, it might even be almost a year ago. Nah, it wasn't a year ago, probably 6 months ago. I installed a ZRam FSC short pin into my Salt Supply and unlocked a little bit more power. Key to power, this launcher has a fairly large air valve comparatively to some other launchers. I would argue that this valve is about the same size as an FSC, but its limited power, or limiting factor in power, was the firing pin. It has a tiny little skinny firing pin, much like a Umarex launcher. So in goes the FSC pin. That's what's in here right now. I used a 632 by half button head socket cap to secure it into the bolt. Now, the pin just doesn't fit into the valve. I had to drill through the valve with a 3/8 inch drill bit straight out the other side. And then I have to change, obviously, the O-ring size. The heat core O-ring, we'll call it, because what's in here right now is a Vulcan Milsig heat core O-ring. It was too large in outside diameter, so I put on a wooden dowel, I spun it on my angle grinder, and voila, it fits. That landed me some pretty good power. I think if I look back, it was like around 26, 27 joules. Now, even further back than that, I attempted, so long story short, I bought a fake Salt Supply S2 from a far off land, and that was the one I kind of guinea pigged with. I put an FSC rear cap in it, and it doesn't fit in the shell. So I kind of butchered up the shell, and well, it didn't work out so good. I lost these 2 rear screws, shell wasn't secure anymore, and that was that. That project was sort of dead. So I went to the factory back cap that comes in an S2, I drilled it out, I kind of hollowed it out, put a plug in it, and yeah, well, it didn't really prove any more gains. Fast forward to today, I am a much wiser man now. You wonder why things take so long sometimes. I know everybody wants like immediate results, but you know, I got a lot of launchers I work on here, all my own personal collection. I learned something from each of them, and sometimes that's I see parts that can interchange with others or can be made to interchange. So it takes time to stumble onto those parts. The FSC cap I knew fit, but I did not want to mess up. This is my good, legitimate Salt Supply S2 that was sent to me kindly by the CEO after he saw me fumbling with my fake. I chamfered the back cap. So I put a chamfer in it, kind of on an angle like this, screwed it into the valve, put it in the launcher. Bob's your uncle. It fits. It closes up, no problem. Everything works as it's intended. My magazine ejects, so there were some problems along the way, you know. The shell was getting squeezed a little too much because I was forcing it, trying to get it to go in. But everything works as it should now. The other thing that I did try along the way was drilling the restrictor in my fake. It went into like auto fire, it farted, it did not behave well. This one is drilled to 1 millimeter. Room swears by 1 millimeter, so I swear by 1 millimeter. It has not steered me wrong yet. The 1 millimeter is strictly so that the restrictor doesn't clog up. It doesn't really increase velocity like anything crazy. Might see a little boost, but I'm searching for consistency. That was always my goal. I don't want a one and done launcher. So that's where we're at with the Salt Supply S2. 9.9 gram riot balls. 12 gram CO2 of the no-name variety. Actually, the company that I get these from, well, it's from Amazon, but it's called like International Culinary ICO. I don't know what the O stands for actually, but they've proved to be very consistent filled CO2s. They are food grade, so that's a bonus. Before we get going, Salt Supply Company, if you're watching, bring these back to Canada. The last known retailer that I was aware of has mysteriously stopped selling these. You promised you were going to have some Canadian distribution in place, or at least you're trying to. Please. You know, I get lots of emails regarding, where did you get this? How did you get it? Well, I got it from you guys direct. So if you can send it to me direct, I don't see why you can't send it to anybody else. Second thing, fix that stupid little spring there. There's got to be a better way. There's a better way. I know there is. All right, let's fire this guy. $258. $252. Oh. $248. $238. $232. Last one, I think. Triple twos. Excellent. Now, what I'd like to see after expelling a magazine, so when I'm tuning for CO2 and I've kind of balanced as much as I can out of that singular 12 gram, I like to see like 3 blank fires at the end. So let's count them out. 7, 8, 9. That 9th was really weak. There's 10. It's dead. So at this point, I do believe Scheiße. This is pretty much maxed out how I would do it. I mean, maybe you could tune it up a little bit more, but as I said, that 6 shot average that I just fired off is better than anything I've ever seen posted, and it's the best I've done. Now, my short A did get a little bit higher. The clouds cleared out here, and it is 17 degrees in my garage, Celsius, in my garage right now. I think that day I got the 62, it was about 20. So, temperature variations to be expected. This might be a real hot shooter in the summer. Moving forward, probably the next time you might see this, I might try and refit that freak barrel in here. As you know, the stock barrel, which I was just shooting with, is large. 0691, I believe, is a bore, and these riot balls that I'm shooting are 682. They're pretty like a hot dog down the hallway with this barrel, but they do well. That's all I got for you guys. I promised on the weekend, it's still the weekend. Yeah, see ya.